feel like every single class is like a potluck. Everybody brings their skills, their interests, and they enrich the learning environment. For example, I had a student come to me and say, I know you've been here for a while. What do you think I should know? What a great question.
Children are brilliant scholars, even as 2-year-olds and 3-year-olds. And I remember when I finished my bachelor's degree and started teaching that I got into those classrooms and I thought, oh my gosh, I have no clue what they're thinking. I have no idea how to process what's going on in those little brains, and I need to know more. And so that spurred me on to get a master's degree and then a PhD, and I still am just astounded by how much young children know and how they think, how they learn, how they grow.
In the Socratic method, you already know what you know, and it's my job to help you articulate and give birth to your knowledge. Socrates saw himself as a midwife, so a lot of times I see myself as a midwife helping students give birth to what they already know. They may know it, but they haven't articulated it and made it clear to themselves yet.
My research is a lot about how people manage to persuade and form communities, and so that's a big part of my teaching, as you can imagine. It's important to make sure that students connect to one another while they're in the class, that they feel like they're part of something collective and not just single individual students kind of lined up in rows, learning just from me.
I feel that respect in the class environment is key. It's been a key element of my success as a professor, to create a space that they feel safe, but they also feel challenged. But in order for them to challenge themselves to think differently, they need to feel safe. And I think they need to feel respected by me and by their classmates.
The time I spend in the classroom with students is wonderful. They're so energizing, they're so intellectually curious. I feel like every teaching day ends with more energy than it started with because the students bring so much into the classroom. That makes me super happy.
I always go back and think of the teachers that I remembered and try to model my teaching on theirs. And they're the ones who cultivated in me a sense of curiosity and problem solving.
I was extremely inspired to be a professor by brilliant professors that I had in college and in high school, and those are the people, and I don't really remember exactly what I learned in terms of content in each of these classes, but the inspiration went beyond that classroom.
Teachers need folks like me as advocates to help them be able to stay in this profession and make a difference in the lives of young children.
It is such a joy to get to work with a student who comes in and says, help me figure out what I should do with my life. What a privilege. What a life, what an opportunity, what an honor to get to work with a student that is at a pivotal time in their life about trying to figure out what their passions are so that they can use their talents in a career field that they will be able to feel fulfilled and happy about going to work, and that they can make this world a better place.
I'd like to say thank you to my partner, Matthew Lloyd, to my colleagues in the English department who are wonderful and so supportive and who make this such a wonderful place to work, and also to just colleagues and friends throughout the university. So thanks to all of you.
First of all, the library was really important. The library for me is the central place on the campus for intellectual life, and it's really Armando Collins in the DMC and Lindsay Sabatino in the DAX, as well as Kathy Crow, who's now the new dean of the library.
I would like to thank my colleagues and my former professors who have taught me everything I know about teaching. And I would like to thank my family, my husband and my daughter who support me in this adventure of teaching. Thank you.
The library for me was important in this, and also I want to thank everyone in the College of Arts and Sciences, particularly in my department, but most of all I want to thank the students, because it's the students that they make it possible. You have to teach them, but also they're the ones who give you the energy to go on and do all the fantastic work.
I am so grateful at the opportunity of getting to work at UNCG and to get to interact with my students, faculty, and staff. Thank you, UNCG. Thank you.